15. Black celebrities who strikingly resemble historical figures. What if some of today's biggest black celebrities looked almost identical to legendary figures who shaped history centuries ago? At first, you might think it's just a coincidence, but once you see these side-by-side comparisons, you may find yourself looking twice. From presidents and civil rights pioneers to kings, queens, revolutionaries, and cultural icons. These remarkable similarities have sparked endless conversations across the internet. Don't worry, we're separating fact from fiction. There are no wild conspiracy theories or fake claims here, only fascinating visual comparisons backed by real historical stories. Which pairing will surprise you the most? Stay with us until the very end and decide for yourself. Before we begin, subscribe, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Welcome to Golden Black Legends, Barack Obama and Akenatan. The comparison between Barack Obama and the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Akenatan has intrigued historians, photographers, and countless internet users for years. Side-by-side images highlighting their long facial profiles, pronounced ears, narrow jawlines, and thoughtful expressions have circulated widely, leading many people to wonder whether the resemblance is simply coincidence. While these visual similarities are undeniably striking, there is no credible historical, archaeological, or scientific evidence linking the two men through ancestry reincarnation or any other extraordinary claim. Instead, what truly makes this pairing fascinating is how both became transformative leaders who challenged deeply rooted traditions in remarkably different eras. Akenatan ruled Egypt's 18th dynasty from approximately 1353 to 1336 BCE. Unlike the pharaohs before him, he introduced one of history's most dramatic religious reforms by elevating Aten, the sun disk, above Egypt's traditional pantheon of gods. He established a new capital city, Akenatan, modern-day Amarna, and attempted to reshape Egyptian society around this new belief system. His bold decisions angered powerful priests and members of the royal establishment. Following his death, many of his monuments were dismantled. His name was removed from official records, and later rulers restored the traditional religious order, making Akenatan one of ancient Egypt's most controversial figures. More than 3,000 years later, Barack Obama entered the world stage under entirely different circumstances. In 2008, he became the first African-American elected president of the United States, serving 2 terms from 2009 to 2017. His election represented a historic milestone, while major initiatives such as the Affordable Care Act, economic recovery efforts after the financial crisis, and expanded diplomatic engagement reshaped political debate in America. Like Akenatan, Obama inspired passionate supporters while also facing determined opposition throughout much of his leadership. Ultimately, the real connection between Barack Obama and Akenatan is symbolic rather than supernatural. Both emerged during periods of significant change, introduced ambitious reforms, and challenged long-established systems that many believed could never be altered. Their physical resemblance has sparked widespread curiosity, but their lasting significance comes from the impact each left on history. One transformed the religious landscape of ancient Egypt, while the other reshaped modern American politics. Whether viewed through history, leadership, or simple coincidence, Barack Obama and Akenatan remain 2 extraordinary figures whose stories continue to inspire discussion across generations without requiring myths or unsupported theories to make them compelling. Will Smith and Gordon whipped Peter? Few historical photographs have left a deeper mark on American history than the image of Gordon, widely known as Whipped Peter. Taken in 1863, the photograph revealed the horrific scars covering his back after years of brutal slavery on a Louisiana plantation. The image quickly spread across the United States, becoming powerful evidence of slavery's cruelty and strengthening support for the abolitionist movement during the Civil War. More than a century later, another familiar face would remind many people of Gordon, not because of any proven historical connection, but because of a remarkable physical resemblance. That face belonged to Will Smith. For years, side-by-side comparisons of Gordon and Will Smith have circulated online. Their facial structure, determined eyes, broad nose, and strong jawline have led many viewers to notice an uncanny similarity. However, there is no evidence that Smith is related to Gordon or that any supernatural explanation exists. What makes the comparison meaningful is that Will Smith eventually portrayed Gordon in the 2022 historical drama Emancipation, bringing one of the most important stories of American slavery to a global audience. To prepare for the role, Smith studied Gordon's documented history and the emotional reality of slavery rather than relying solely on dramatic performance. Director Antoine Fuqua sought to portray Gordon not simply as a victim but as a survivor whose courage inspired countless others. Although Emancipation is a dramatized film, it draws inspiration from Gordon's real escape and his decision to join the Union Army after reaching freedom. Smith's performance introduced millions of viewers to a historical figure whose famous photograph remains one of the most enduring symbols of resistance and human dignity. The connection between Will Smith and Gordon should therefore be viewed through history instead of mythology. Their striking resemblance naturally captures attention, but it is Smith's decision to tell Gordon's story that creates the strongest link between them. One endured unimaginable suffering while fighting for freedom, and the other used film to ensure that sacrifice would never be forgotten. Together, they remind audiences that history continues to speak through powerful storytelling, preserving voices that once seemed destined to disappear. Lawrence Fishburne and Jordan Anderson. The resemblance between Lawrence Fishburne and Jordan Anderson has surprised many history enthusiasts who have compared historical portraits with modern photographs. Their broad facial features, steady eyes, commanding expressions, and dignified presence create an unmistakable visual similarity. While some internet discussions have ventured into theories of reincarnation or hidden ancestry, there is no historical or scientific evidence supporting those claims. What truly connects these two men is something far more meaningful: the power of words, resilience, and the fight for justice. Jordan Anderson was born into slavery in Tennessee before gaining freedom at the end of the American Civil War. He became famous in 1865 after writing one of the most remarkable letters in American history. His former enslaver invited him to return to the plantation as a paid worker, believing Anderson might accept. Instead, Anderson responded with a polite but devastating letter asking to be paid decades of unpaid wages before he would even consider returning. Filled with intelligence, dignity, and quiet humor, the letter exposed the injustice of slavery more effectively than many political speeches of the era. Today, it remains one of the most widely studied documents from the Reconstruction period. Lawrence Fishburne has spent decades portraying characters defined by wisdom, authority, and moral strength. From his unforgettable performance as Morpheus in The Matrix to historical dramas and documentary narrations, his distinctive voice has become one of the most respected in Hollywood. He has also participated in projects that celebrate African American history, making him a fitting modern figure to evoke Anderson's legacy. Rather than suggesting a mystical connection, the comparison between Fishburne and Anderson highlights the enduring image of Black resilience across generations. One challenged injustice through a carefully written letter that has survived for more than 150 years. The other continues to give voice to powerful stories through film and television. Their physical resemblance is striking, but it is their shared sense of dignity, intelligence, and quiet strength that leaves the deepest impression. Sometimes history echoes not through bloodlines, but through faces and the values they come to represent. Queen Latifah and Zora Neale Hurston. Among all the comparisons between modern celebrities and historical figures, few have received as much attention as Queen Latifah and Zora Neale Hurston. Their similar smiles, expressive eyes, rounded facial features, and confident presence have inspired countless discussions among historians, readers, and fans alike. The resemblance has become so widely recognized that Queen Latifah has often been suggested by audiences as an ideal actress to portray Hurston in a biographical film. While there is absolutely no evidence linking the two women beyond appearance, their lives reveal remarkable parallels rooted in culture, storytelling, and the celebration of Black identity. Zora Neale Hurston was one of the most influential writers and anthropologists of the Harlem Renaissance. Born in 1891, she dedicated her career to preserving African American folklore, language, and traditions at a time when many believed those stories lacked literary value. Her landmark 1937 novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God, is now considered one of the greatest works in American literature. Yet, during her final years, Hurston lived in poverty and received little recognition for her extraordinary contributions before passing away in 1960. Decades later, Queen Latifah emerged as one of the most versatile entertainers in modern popular culture, beginning her career as a groundbreaking rapper before becoming an acclaimed actress, producer, and television host. She consistently used her platform to promote confidence, dignity, and opportunity within Black communities. Whether through music, film, or philanthropy, she has continued expanding representation for Black women across the entertainment industry. The comparison between Queen Latifah and Zora Neale Hurston is therefore much deeper than facial resemblance alone. Both women became influential voices during pivotal moments in American culture, breaking barriers in fields traditionally dominated by others while inspiring future generations to embrace their heritage with pride. Their similar appearance may first capture people's attention, but it is their shared commitment to uplifting Black stories that creates the strongest connection. Together, they demonstrate how powerful voices can transcend generations, ensuring that culture, history, and identity continue to thrive through new storytellers. Mike Epps and Patrice Lumumba. At first glance, comedian Mike Epps and Congolese independence leader Patrice Lumumba seem to belong to completely different worlds. One built a career making audiences laugh, while the other became one of Africa's most influential political figures. Yet many people have noticed a striking resemblance between the two men. Their facial structure, expressive eyes, confident smile, and commanding presence have often sparked comparisons. There is no evidence of any family relationship or supernatural connection, but the visual similarity is undeniably fascinating. Patrice Lumumba became the Democratic Republic of the Congo's first democratically elected prime minister after the nation gained independence from Belgium in June 1960. His passionate speeches calling for unity, sovereignty, and freedom quickly made him one of Africa's most important anti-colonial leaders. Political instability soon followed, and he was removed from office before being assassinated on January 17, 1961, at only 35 years old. His legacy continues to inspire movements for independence and justice across Africa. Mike Epps followed a completely different path. Rising from stand-up comedy, he became one of Hollywood's best-known comedians through films such as Next Friday, The Hangover, and numerous television productions. His energetic storytelling and relatable humor have earned him a career spanning more than 30 years. Although their professions differ dramatically, both men project remarkable confidence and determination. Lumumba inspired millions through visionary leadership, while Epps connects with audiences through laughter and storytelling. Their resemblance is simply an intriguing coincidence rather than proof of any hidden historical mystery. Instead, it encourages viewers to rediscover the remarkable life of Patrice Lumumba while appreciating one of today's most recognizable entertainers. Danny Glover and Frederick Douglass. The resemblance between Danny Glover and Frederick Douglass has fascinated history lovers for years. Their similar facial features, thoughtful expressions, and distinguished appearance have prompted many side-by-side comparisons. While there is absolutely no evidence of a family connection, both men became respected public figures who dedicated much of their lives to advocating for justice and equality. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery around 1818 before escaping to freedom in 1838. He went on to become one of America's greatest abolitionists, authors, and public speakers. His autobiographies exposed the horrors of slavery to readers worldwide, while his speeches helped shape public opinion during the Civil War. Even after emancipation, Douglass continued fighting for civil rights, voting rights, and equal opportunities until his death in 1895. Danny Glover earned worldwide recognition through acclaimed films including The Color Purple, Lethal Weapon, and Dreamgirls. Beyond acting, he has spent decades supporting humanitarian organizations, labor movements, and civil rights initiatives in both the United States and Africa. His calm voice and thoughtful public appearances have made him one of Hollywood's most respected activists. The comparison between Glover and Douglass extends beyond appearance. Both men used their influence to promote fairness and human dignity during very different periods of history. Douglass challenged slavery through powerful writing and speeches, while Glover continues advocating for social justice through activism and philanthropy. Their similar appearance may spark curiosity, but their shared commitment to improving society is what truly connects their stories. Morgan Freeman and Nelson Mandela. Among all modern celebrity comparisons, few seem as natural as Morgan Freeman and Nelson Mandela. Their warm smiles, gentle voices, calm expressions, and dignified appearance have often caused people to notice an extraordinary resemblance. That similarity became even more meaningful when Freeman portrayed Mandela in the 2009 film Invictus. Although they share no family relationship, the role highlighted how naturally Freeman captured Mandela's presence and character. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years imprisoned for opposing South Africa's apartheid system before his release in 1990. In 1994, he became the country's first black president after its first democratic election. Instead of seeking revenge, Mandela promoted reconciliation, forgiveness, and national unity, earning worldwide admiration and the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize. Morgan Freeman had already established himself as one of Hollywood's finest actors through unforgettable performances in Driving Miss Daisy, The Shawshank Redemption, $1 Million Baby, and many other acclaimed films. His calm demeanor and authoritative voice made him the perfect choice to portray Mandela on screen, and critics widely praised his performance. Their resemblance is about much more than physical appearance. Both men symbolize wisdom, resilience, and compassionate leadership. Freeman carefully studied Mandela's speech movements and personality before filming Invictus, ensuring the portrayal honored one of history's greatest leaders. Their comparison reminds us that history and cinema can sometimes intersect in remarkable and unforgettable ways. Denzel Washington and Booker T. Washington. Denzel Washington and Booker T. Washington are often mentioned together because of their remarkably similar facial features and dignified presence. Their strong jawlines, composed expressions, and commanding gaze have led many history enthusiasts to place their photographs side by side. While there is absolutely no evidence suggesting a family relationship between them. The comparison has become popular because both men symbolize leadership, discipline, and perseverance within their respective generations. Booker T. Washington was born into slavery in Virginia in 1856 and rose to become one of America's most influential educators and authors. After the Civil War, he pursued an education despite enormous obstacles before founding the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute in Alabama in 1881. Under his leadership, Tuskegee grew into one of the nation's leading educational institutions for African Americans. Through speeches, books, and tireless advocacy, Washington encouraged economic independence, vocational education, and self-improvement during one of the most difficult periods in American history. Although some of his ideas were debated by contemporaries such as E.B. Du Bois, his contributions to education remain historically significant. Denzel Washington has built one of the most respected careers in modern cinema. With Academy Awards for Glory and Training Day, along with acclaimed performances in Malcolm X Fences and Remember the Titans, he has become known for portraying powerful historical and inspirational figures. Beyond acting, he has earned admiration for his professionalism, philanthropy, and commitment to mentoring younger performers throughout the entertainment industry. The resemblance between Denzel Washington and Booker T. Washington extends beyond appearance. Both project intelligence, confidence, and quiet determination. Booker T. Washington devoted his life to expanding educational opportunities, while Denzel Washington has inspired millions through performances that celebrate courage, resilience, and leadership. Their striking similarity reminds audiences that history and modern culture can sometimes reflect one another in unexpected yet fascinating ways, making this comparison one of the most compelling on the list. Wesley Snipes and Toussaint L'Ouverture. At first glance, many people notice surprising similarities between Wesley Snipes and Toussaint L'Ouverture, the legendary leader of the Haitian Revolution. Their sharp facial features, intense eyes, and commanding expressions have inspired countless comparisons online. Although no historical evidence connects the two men through ancestry or any extraordinary theory, the resemblance offers an opportunity to revisit the life of one of history's greatest freedom fighters alongside one of Hollywood's most recognizable action stars. Toussaint L'Ouverture was born into slavery in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, now Haiti, around 1743. Rising through extraordinary determination and military brilliance, he became the leading figure of the Haitian Revolution, one of the most successful slave uprisings in world history. Under his leadership, formerly enslaved people defeated several European armies and laid the foundation for Haiti's independence. Although Louverture was captured by French forces in 1802 and died in prison the following year, his leadership forever changed the course of history and inspired liberation movements across the globe. Wesley Snipes became an international star during the 1990s through films such as New Jack City Passenger 57 Demolition Man and the groundbreaking Blade trilogy. His combination of martial arts, skills, athleticism, and dramatic intensity made him one of Hollywood's leading action heroes. Throughout his career, Snipes has often portrayed determined characters willing to confront overwhelming odds, a quality that many fans believe adds another layer to the comparison with Louverture. The connection between Wesley Snipes and Toussaint L'Ouverture should be understood as a visual resemblance rather than a historical mystery. One changed history through military leadership and the fight against slavery, while the other entertained audiences through memorable performances on screen. Their similar appearance captures attention, but it is their shared image of courage, strength, and determination that makes this comparison truly memorable. Aldous Hodge and King Njoya. Among the lesser-known yet fascinating comparisons is the resemblance between Aldous Hodge and King Njoya of the Bamum Kingdom in present-day Cameroon. Many observers have pointed out similarities in their facial structure, confident posture, and expressive eyes. While there is no evidence suggesting any family connection, their comparable appearance has encouraged many people to learn more about a remarkable African ruler whose achievements remain unfamiliar to much of the world. King Ibrahim Njoya ruled the Bamum Kingdom from the late 19th century into the early 20th century. Far more than a traditional monarch, he became an innovator, scholar, and reformer. Njoya developed the Bamum writing system, creating one of Africa's few indigenous scripts of the modern era. He also encouraged education, preserved his kingdom's history through written records, promoted artistic traditions, and established administrative reforms that strengthened Bamum society. His contributions to African culture and literacy continue to be recognized by historians today. Aldous Hodge has earned widespread respect through performances in films and television series, including Straight Outta Compton, Hidden Figures, One Night in Miami, Leverage, and Black Adam. Beyond acting, Hodge is an accomplished watch designer and passionate advocate for education, frequently encouraging young people to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. His interests extend well beyond Hollywood, reflecting a lifelong commitment to creativity and learning. The resemblance between Aldous Hodge and King Njoya becomes even more interesting when considering their shared appreciation for knowledge and innovation. Njoya transformed his kingdom through education and written language, while Hodge continues inspiring others through both artistic achievement and educational advocacy. Their striking visual similarity may first catch the eye, but their dedication to creativity, intelligence, and cultural advancement gives this comparison lasting meaning. Alicia Keys and Harriet Tubman. The comparison between Alicia Keys and Harriet Tubman has attracted attention for years because of their remarkably similar facial features. Their expressive eyes, high cheekbones, determined expressions, and unmistakable presence have inspired countless side-by-side images online. While there is absolutely no evidence suggesting any family relationship or extraordinary connection, the resemblance has encouraged many people to revisit Harriet Tubman's extraordinary legacy while appreciating Alicia Keys' influence in modern culture. Harriet Tubman was born into slavery around 1822 in Maryland. After escaping to freedom in 1849, she repeatedly returned to the South, risking her own life to guide dozens of enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad. During the American Civil War, she also served the Union Army as a scout spy nurse and guide, becoming one of the first women to lead an armed military operation in U.S. history during the Combahee Ferry Raid in 1863. Her courage earned her the nickname Moses among those she helped rescue, and today she remains one of America's greatest symbols of freedom and determination. Alicia Keys has built an equally inspiring legacy in music and philanthropy. Since releasing her debut album, Songs in A Minor, in 2001, she has sold millions of records worldwide, won numerous Grammy Awards, and become one of the most respected singer-songwriters of her generation. Beyond music, Keys has dedicated much of her career to humanitarian work, supporting education, children's welfare, and HIV/AIDS awareness through organizations such as Keep a Child Alive. Although separated by nearly 2 centuries, both women represent resilience, compassion, and leadership. Harriet Tubman changed history through extraordinary bravery, while Alicia Keys has used her platform to inspire positive change through music and charitable work. Their striking resemblance captures immediate attention, but it is their shared strength, determination, and commitment to uplifting others that makes this comparison especially meaningful. Keith David and Martin Delany. Among the most fascinating historical comparisons is the resemblance between Keith David and Martin Delany. Their strong facial structure, distinctive beards, deep-set eyes, and commanding presence have prompted many history enthusiasts to notice remarkable similarities. While there is no historical evidence connecting the two men by ancestry, both have become respected voices whose influence extends far beyond their primary professions. Martin Delany was born free in Virginia in 1812 and became one of the 19th century's most influential black intellectuals. A physician, journalist, abolitionist military officer, and author, Delany dedicated his life to advancing freedom and equality for African Americans. During the Civil War, he became the first black field-grade officer in the United States Army after receiving the rank of major. He also co-edited the North Star newspaper with Frederick Douglass, before later pursuing his own vision of black self-determination and economic independence. His writings and speeches helped shape discussions about civil rights decades before the movement gained national momentum. Keith David has earned worldwide recognition through a career spanning more than 4 decades. His unforgettable performances in films such as Platoon, They Live, and Crash, along with his instantly recognizable voice in documentaries, animation, and television, have made him one of Hollywood's most respected character actors. His calm authority and dignified screen presence often allow him to portray leaders, mentors, and historical figures with remarkable authenticity. The comparison between Keith David and Martin Delany extends beyond appearance. Both project intelligence, confidence, and quiet strength that naturally command respect. Delany fought to expand opportunities for future generations through activism and leadership, while Keith David continues to preserve important stories through powerful performances and narration. Their resemblance serves as a reminder that the faces of history can sometimes feel surprisingly familiar, encouraging audiences to rediscover influential figures whose contributions deserve lasting recognition. Usher and Haile Selassie. The resemblance between Usher and Emperor Haile Selassie has been noticed by many observers over the years. Their facial profile, expressive eyes, composed demeanor, and distinctive hairstyles in certain photographs have led to frequent comparisons online. Although there is no evidence of any ancestral or historical connection, the visual similarities have sparked curiosity about one of Africa's most influential monarchs and one of modern music's biggest stars. Haile Selassie served as Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 until 1974, except during the period of Italian occupation between 1936 and 1941. He became an international symbol of African independence after appealing to the League of Nations against Italy's invasion of Ethiopia. Following World War II, he played a leading role in promoting African unity and helped establish the Organization of African Unity in Addis Ababa in 1963, an institution that later evolved into today's African Union. His leadership also inspired the Rastafari movement, in which he is regarded with profound spiritual significance. Usher has remained one of the most successful performers in contemporary R&B since the 1990s. Albums such as My Way, 8701, and Confessions established him as one of the best-selling artists of his generation, with Confessions alone selling more than 10 million copies in the United States. Beyond music, he has supported numerous educational and youth development initiatives through the New Look Foundation, helping young people develop leadership and career skills. While their careers belong to entirely different centuries, both Haile Selassie and Usher have become internationally recognized symbols within their own fields. One shaped African political history through diplomacy and leadership, while the other transformed modern R&B through music and performance. Their striking resemblance may first attract attention, but it is their lasting global influence that makes this comparison both interesting and memorable. Jay-Z and Marcus Garvey. At first glance, Jay-Z and Marcus Garvey may seem separated by more than a century of history, yet many people have pointed out surprising similarities in their facial features. Their strong jawlines, thoughtful expressions, confident posture, and distinctive profile have inspired numerous side-by-side comparisons online. While there is no historical or genealogical evidence connecting the two men, the resemblance has encouraged many people to revisit Garvey's extraordinary legacy while reflecting on Jay-Z's influence as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in modern music. Marcus Garvey was born in Jamaica in 1887 and became one of the 20th century's most influential black political leaders. As the founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, he promoted black pride, economic independence, and global unity among people of African descent. At its peak in the early 1920s, the UNIA claimed millions of members and supporters across dozens of countries. Garvey also established the Black Star Line, a shipping company intended to strengthen economic opportunities and international connections within the African diaspora. Although financial difficulties and legal problems eventually brought the company to an end, his philosophy continued influencing generations of civil rights leaders, including Malcolm X, whose parents were active Garvey supporters. Jay-Z has followed a very different path while becoming one of the most influential figures in modern entertainment. Rising from Brooklyn's Marcy Projects, he transformed himself from an independent rapper into a billionaire businessman. Through Roc Nation investments in technology, sports, management, and luxury brands, he has built an empire extending far beyond music. At the same time, Jay-Z has consistently supported criminal justice reform, educational initiatives, and economic opportunities for underserved communities. The comparison between Jay-Z and Marcus Garvey extends beyond appearance. Both became symbols of ambition, leadership, and economic empowerment within the Black community. Garvey encouraged financial independence through business ownership and self-reliance, while Jay-Z has frequently promoted generational wealth and entrepreneurship. Their similar appearance may initially capture attention, but their lasting impact comes from inspiring millions to believe that success can create opportunities not only for individuals, but for entire communities. Magic Johnson and Jack Johnson. The resemblance between Magic Johnson and boxing legend Jack Johnson has fascinated many sports fans and historians. Their broad smiles, confident expressions, athletic build, and unmistakable charisma have often led to comparisons across generations. Although there is no evidence suggesting they are related, both men became groundbreaking athletes who transformed their respective sports while challenging social barriers far beyond the playing field. Jack Johnson made history in 1908 by becoming the first Black world heavyweight boxing champion. During an era of intense racial discrimination in the United States, his dominance inside the ring challenged long-held prejudices and made him one of the most controversial public figures of his time. Johnson successfully defended his title for years while refusing to conform to the racial expectations placed upon Black athletes. His confidence, luxurious lifestyle, and willingness to live according to his own rules made him both admired and criticized, but his influence permanently changed the history of professional boxing. More than 70 years later, Magic Johnson revolutionized professional basketball. After being selected first overall in the 1979 NBA draft by the Los Angeles Lakers, he led the franchise to 5 NBA championships while earning 3 league MVP awards and 3 NBA Finals MVP honors. His exceptional passing ability and leadership helped redefine the point guard position. In 1991, Johnson shocked the world by announcing that he had tested positive for HIV. Rather than ending his public life, he became one of the world's most influential advocates for HIV awareness, education, and prevention while continuing to build a highly successful business career. The comparison between Magic Johnson and Jack Johnson goes well beyond their physical resemblance. Both broke barriers, inspired future generations of Black athletes, and demonstrated extraordinary resilience under immense public pressure. Jack Johnson changed boxing forever through fearless determination, while Magic Johnson reshaped basketball and later transformed public understanding of HIV. Their similar appearance captures attention, but it is their courage, leadership, and lasting historical impact that truly connects these two iconic figures. As we've seen today, history has an incredible way of surprising us. The striking similarities between these modern Black celebrities and legendary historical figures are undeniably fascinating. But it's important to remember that they are simply visual resemblances, not proof of reincarnation, hidden ancestry, or any extraordinary connection. Sometimes a familiar face is just an amazing coincidence. Now it's your turn. Which pairing impressed you the most? Did any comparison leave you completely speechless? Or do you think we missed an even better match? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history and popular culture, Please like this video, subscribe to Golden Black Legends, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next fascinating story.